Cooking with the vegan zombie. Hey, you know what I love? Refried beans. I mean, they're really easy to make and they're so versatile. I mean, you can have a refried bean little taco for lunch. You know what? Let's make refried beans tonight. It's easy and you guys are gonna love it. Follow me. Really simple recipe. You're gonna have a fine diced onion, a medium onion, and 1 clove of garlic, kind of minced. Keep in mind, we are going to be eating these, we're not going to be blending them, so you're going to be popping onions in your mouth that are about that big, but we're going to soften them. And to do that, we're going to have a saute pan on medium heat, put a little evu up in there, and once it heats up, we're going to add the onionitos. I made that word up. While our pan is heating up, I want to talk about these refried beans I got going on here. We got pinto beans. I bought them dried in a bag, and I emptied half the bag into a slow cooker. All I did was I soaked them overnight. What I did was I just put them in a bowl, and I filled the bowl up with water, because they're going to expand a little bit, so you want a lot more water than beans. And in the morning, I drained them, rinsed them, put them in a slow cooker, added more water, filled it up quite a bit, and I added 4 cloves of crushed garlic, really thin pieces of garlic. I let it cook all day. By the time I got home, the beans were soft and tender. I let it cool down, and now I have some of the bean juice here that we're going to use, and pinto beans ready to be turned into the refried beans, which I only fry it once, so I'm not really sure. Anyway, okay, so we're going to add these onions right here. Oh, sizzle it. I'm not going to add the garlic yet. I want to turn the heat down to a low medium because I want to get some color on these onions. It takes about 5 minutes for them to soften, but I want to take them to brown town. So I am going to stir constantly so they don't stick to the pan, and I want them to get, I want them to get caramel hands. A little bit of caramelization. What is this caramel hand? Stir in our garlic. Now be careful because garlic will burn very quickly, especially in a heat like this, We're going to add a teaspoon of cumin. Boomin'. 2 teaspoons of chili powder. You gotta get that chili pow pow. 1.5 teaspoons of smoked paprika, and a teaspoon-ish of salt. Stir those spices all together, and what do you get? You get a spicy onion. Toss these 2 cups of beans in. Stir it in there real nice, real nice. Yeah. Liquid smoky dough. It's smoky and liquidy and delicious. It gives the beans a really distinct flavor too. Stir that in, and then you're going to add some of this bean liquid. You know that bean liquid I was talking about earlier? You know, the bean liquid. Stir it a little bit at a time. And at this point, this is when I guess a fried bean becomes a refried bean. You're going to mash this with the back of the spoon. It's more mashability with this spoon. And you can mash it and mash it and mash it and just mash it and mash it and mash it until it's a paste. You can leave it a little chunky if you want a couple of beans showing, however you're liking. But basically you're going to keep doing this. If it dries out before you're done, stir in a little bit more of that bean juice. If you use canned pinto beans, you could use veggie stock. I would drain the bean liquid just because it's because of the way that they're cooked when they go into the can. It's like a really syrupy liquid, and you could use veggie stock as a liquid if you do it from cans. But if you're doing it from scratch, this is the way to do it. This is how we do it Friday night, and I feel alright. Oh my God. Boom. You got yourself refried beans for the week. Not out of the can, from scratch. Sloppy. You could make a big batch of this and portion it, freeze it up for up to 6 months. If you're going to just put it in the fridge, store it for a week, week and a half. Until it gets all green and moldy, right? There you have it, folks. Refried beans. It may not look pretty, but it tastes delicious. Don't forget to subscribe and survive, and stick around because we're going to be putting these bad boys to some pretty delicious use in some upcoming videos. She's got her sweatshirt on. Her hood is tight. I hope she don't get in a fight.